Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here on this hot July morning. My name is Janet Dominitz. I'm the Executive Director of MassPIRG, and we are going to have a very brief but powerful press event on our way to the hearing where we hope the updated bottle bill gets to victory quickly. We have a special guest here today, Bottle Bill, if you would wave at everybody. On the steps here, you'll see we have messages in a bottle for our legislature. And we have a few speakers who are going to highlight the key messages that will be delivered at today's hearing. And we're going to start with the chief sponsor of the bill, Representative Alice Wolf from Cambridge, along with champion Senator Jamie Eldridge of Acton.
Good morning. I have to be up one step higher to compete with Jamie Eldridge here. My name is Alice Wolf. I'm a state representative and I'm the House chief sponsor of the bill. Before I go on, I want to recognize Frank Smisek, representative, and Representative McMurtry, who have joined us this morning. And Cleon Turner, somewhere. Well, we have many, you know that we have many good reasons for wanting to pass the bottle bill. Let me start with one. A win for the municipalities, for the cities and towns. Over almost 200 cities and towns have voted to support the updated bottle bill. And that is because they're tired of having bottles all over the park, of the overflowing in the soccer field. It's because it's going to save cities and towns, according to DEP, $4 to $6 million across the state, not having to pick up those bottles. And all of that litter, they don't want to see it. They don't want to spend the money to pick it up. They want it to be done properly. This is also a win for small businesses. In this bill, for the first time, and the papers want to know what is different, or the TV, they want to know what's different. Why is it going to pass this year? Well, one difference is this provides that for mom and pop stores, they will no longer have to take in the bottles. And that will really help these small, congested businesses. And so it's good for small business. It's also good for the redemption centers, because and that will save jobs for the Commonwealth. Because redemption centers are having a hard time through this bill. They'll get a little extra money. And that will allow us to keep doing this recycling and the redeeming of the bottles. And lastly, certainly not leastly, in general, this is good for the environment because, in fact, you know, all these bottles, they use up a lot of petroleum. Gasoline, we know how precious that is. We know that these bottles end up in rivers and streams and pollute the rivers and streams. We know because at least 70 to 80% of the bottles that have 5 cents deposit on it are recycled, and only under 30% of bottles that don't are recycled. And so there are landfills filling up with these bottles that are going to be there well beyond any of our lives. So for all of these reasons, and some that Senator Eldridge is going to talk to you about, this is the time to do this bill. We should do it now. We should do it this year. And we're going to have strong testimony to show why this is so important. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. I'm State Senator Jamie Eldridge, and I'm here to say after 28 years, it is time to update the bottle bill. The bottle bill passed in 1983, and since then, consumers' choices and preferences have changed dramatically. More and more consumers are purchasing water, they're purchasing juices in these bottles, and yet we haven't updated the bottle bill to reflect those additional consumer choices. We know that the public overwhelmingly supports this. 77% of the public in a recent Mass Inc. poll said they support the bottle bill. Representative Wolf talked about how over 200 cities and towns have endorsed the bottle bill. It is time to update the bottle bill, not only for the towns and cities, not only for the environment, but because the support for this is growing, the momentum is building. Let's get this passed this session. Thank you very much.
I just want to add a couple of elected officials who have joined us, in addition to Representatives Smisek, McMurtry, and Turner. Representative Peak, Representative Benson, Representative Brodeur, and Senator Shane Diaz have joined us, and they are all strong supporters of this bill. Oh, and Jonathan Hex, thank you. Yes, I wrote it down.
As Rep. Wolf said, one of the main arguments for passing the update is the savings and efficiency and cleanup it'll bring to cities and towns. And to make that point, we have representatives from a number of big and important cities in Massachusetts. We have Jim Hunt from the city of Boston. We have Mayor Kim Driscoll from Salem. We have Mayor Lisa Wong from Fitchburg. We have Tom Philbin representing the Mass Municipal Association, and Cecilia from Flank from Watertown. If they would all please come up briefly.
So I can give you some boring statistics about how much money this is going to save and how much room this is going to save in our landfill. But I thought I'd just bring you one statistic today, and it's 27,000. 27,000 is the number of bottles and cans that one senior citizen picked up in Fitchburg in the last year. And this is a senior citizen who needs assistance to move around. And the reason why she's picking up these bottles and cans is she's raising money for the library. In these tough fiscal times, we have less state aid, millions of dollars less for state aid for cities and towns to pay for things like the library. Marianne Guichard, a senior citizen with a big heart in Fitchburg, is going around and picking up those bottles and cans. And I keep thinking to myself, yes, this is going to save us a ton of money in terms of how much we spend on picking up litter. This is going to save us a ton of money in terms of how much we have to pay for to throw recyclables in the landfill. But I also think about these 27,000 bottles and cans and how much more of this can go towards the library, because Marianne Guichard is going around and spending her time making sure that she's picking up litter, saving the environment, and also making sure the funds go to the library. So I just want to say that I'm here for Marianne Guichard and all the citizens of Fitchburg.
Thank you, Mayor Wong. My name is Jim Hunt, and I have the great pleasure of working for Mayor Menino, serving on his cabinet as the Chief of Environment and Energy for the City of Boston. And I'm here to proudly tell all of you that Mayor Menino, our City Council, and over 199 cities and towns across Massachusetts have signed on in support of updating the bottle bill. I think it's important to remember back to 1986, for those that can remember back then, what the bottle bill was all about. Primarily, it was about anti-litter, getting bottles and cans and trash out of our parks, off our streets. Unfortunately, today, our parks in Boston, in our neighborhoods, are littered after the weekend with unredeemable cans and bottles. These two bottles here, Mayor Menino has these in his office, manufactured by the same company. One is redeemable, one is not. We find these throughout the city of Boston each and every day, picked up by our park staff, picked up by our public works staff, littering our parks. What message does this send to our young people, to our children? This is the classic loophole in the law that needs to be closed. Mayor Menino and the City of Boston stand behind all of you. We want to thank our legislative delegation, and let's update the bottle bill this year. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Kim Driscoll, the Mayor of Salem, and I think it's really simple. Recycling these means less trash, more money for small cities and towns, and cleaner parks. That's it. If that's not a good enough reason to update this bottle bill, look over there. See those guys holding the signs? See them in action, really caring about an issue? They care about this. And that's what's important, getting these guys involved, getting these bottles off the streets, out of our parks, out of the right-of-ways. I spend money picking them up. I spend money throwing them away. That's tax dollars that could go to libraries and schools and other really exciting things. It's time for action. I really appreciate the legislature standing up. Massachusetts leads the way as a green community, leading the way on green initiatives. It's time to lead the way on this issue.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cecilia Ling from Watertown, and I'm proud to say that Watertown Town Council is fully behind this expansion of the bottle bill. This is a very important initiative for all cities and towns in the Commonwealth. What we have, as people have pointed out, we have litter in our parks and recreation areas that this bill will help to clean up. We have small businesses who support this. I talked to one small business owner who said, owner of a mom and pop convenience store, and he said, you know, the systems for picking things up are convenient, they're efficient, I don't have a problem, this will help me with my business. We have people who are residents who say, I don't see the difference between a plastic bottle filled with soda and a plastic bottle filled with water. What's the difference? Why can't I get a deposit back on both of them? So this is something that all of us see as both cost effective, it will help reduce the litter that we see in our communities, it will help the environment, and it will help our recycling efforts. Watertown is doing a great job at recycling, but we can do more. And this bill is important to help us in our efforts. With the support of the legislature and this bill behind us, Watertown will enhance what it's doing and become a greener community than it already is. Thank you.